Hello, welcome to the Fanatics of Film, and my name is Ben. Thanks for joining me here. This is just a really quick video on my couple. I just watched this video a couple of times, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed this thing, man. I just had so much fun with it. I hope you did too, and I'm just going to go over some quick things about it that I don't know. I'm not sure if you guys know. I'm sure you probably do. If you click on this, you probably know. I was unaware of this, but it's quite an amazing thing that happened here, and how this even came into production and everything. So apparently, and I just looked this up here, in 2016, Robbie and Stephen Amell, so they're cousins, released a short film, Code 8, which acted as a teaser for the potential feature film. That was back in 2016. Asking for 200 grand, an Indiegogo fundraising campaign was launched on March 23rd, reached 2.4 million by April 24th. So literally within a month, it made almost 2.5 million, which is fantastic. So fundraising closed at 3.4 million on December 31st, 2019. So it's an exciting thing. I think this is just great that they were able to raise that much on Indiegogo. It just goes to show, like, if you have a cool idea that they can, it makes me think about the possibilities of what might happen to the movie industry too, because that's kind of what happened with Ethan Van Sciver in comics, right? So he kind of redefined comics, period, when he decided to change over and make this and do the Indiegogo thing. And I mean, and now DC and Marvel are pretty much, I mean, it looks like they're toast. I'm not sure, which is a sad thing. I don't want to get into that, but anyway, it's just really a cool thing to think about. I hadn't even realized that. So there's a lot to this story. It's great. Stephen Amell first impressed me with his interpretation of Arrow, and I was sold from the beginning by his heavy, stoic, laser eye focused performance in Arrow. If you remember that, of course you do, yeah. He is joined by his cousin Robbie Amell in this dark X-Men mutant story. We enjoy some of the most popular characteristics of 80s films, like RoboCop in this movie too. There's a lot of characteristics that are from like RoboCop, like the nuke. Like the drug nuke that's in there. They have one called Psych here, which is, it's kind of fun. It's funny. Psych. We have a drug called Psych in this film, plus robotic police officers that jump out of drones. So that's like another RoboCop references, like robot cops. I mean, that's basically what they are. So you have this ever so familiar near future template that allows them to create a story in this world that is built on a very small budget. The execution of this was extremely surprising and pretty fun. I enjoy these, especially since we might see quite a bit more of this, especially since what they're talking about with so much of what's happening to the film industry and, budgetary concerns and all that stuff. If you remember, of course, Gary of Neurotic was talking about how he saw Bruce Campbell was being asked about playing a superhero at some point, like Bruce Campbell playing Bruce Wayne or something. That would be actually quite cool, like a very older Bruce Wayne or something. But he said that they would just jump out of there as soon as they possibly could. He was talking about the executives and all those people, because they just cost too much. Anyway, so the execution of this was extremely surprising and really fun. I enjoy these, especially since we might see quite a bit more of this. So many keep talking about possibilities of the giant superhero budget going away completely for a long time after this crazy situation that we are in. And especially since, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. I don't need to get too much of that. So if I was a powered person or a mutant being in need of training or development, I think Stephen Amell would definitely be one of my first choices for his many detailed teachings and installation of discipline that we have seen so many times, particularly in like Arrow and these other shows. Just really fun to see. He definitely promotes discipline. He's a discipline. Like if there was one word to describe this guy here, it's discipline. Let's see. because he is just okay. So Robbie Amell's character Connor Reed has motivation to gravitate towards a criminal lifestyle because he is a desperate person who needs to save his mother, who is battling cancer, which compromises her abilities to control her own powers, which in turn puts her job in jeopardy. So that in and of itself is an interesting part of it. In this superhero world, in this superhero mutant world, we have real world problems like junkies and cancer patients. These are things that are still part of the real world, which makes it I like that. I like that concept of it. So I will focus my favorite part of the film, which is the training sequence. So I'm not going to give any huge spoilers in this episode in this video. Which is the training sequence or training montage here. Connor is being trained by Garrett, Stephen Amell, and Garrett reveals to him the reason he is in this life, the reason he is there in the first place. The training sequence begins with stealing a car, illustrating how Connor's father was killed while robbing a liquor store, and that he was also an electric. So you find out these things of where he came from and his family and stuff. And Garrett teaches Connor to light a bulb, to keep focused, to torture for information, that the powered people had built the cities and that the machines had started to take their place. They had done this to drive, and of course had done this to drive them out. Normal people had always hated us. They were just used to do it with a smile on their face. How do you want to live in this world? Live by their rules? Hide our powers? F that. You will always be a class 5 electric. Be who you are, and if you see if you see something you want, take it. Anyway, just my 2 cents on it. I had a fun time with this film. Did you enjoy this movie? It was actually, to me, it's really worth a watch and a second watch. I enjoyed it. I mean, I just like the idea of having a low budget comic book movie, kind of a superhero science fiction film. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Ben, and this is the Fanatics of Film. Please give this video a like and a thumbs up. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day.